or not. All right. We are in starting soon. Let's make sure this is all working right. How did that end up in its own freaking window? I don't know. Why would you close? I don't know, but screw it.
Did you already fix the double whatever? Because the one thing that happens every single time.
It looks like it actually fixed itself finally.
Ooh.
Because like I didn't have to like input you guys. It's just registering. So let's hope it's actually doing what it's supposed to do.
So no more issues with audio or anything?
Yet. I mean, you know they'll happen again.
That's true.
Oh my god. Every time. Why can't you just read my IP address and realize it's coming from the same one that I always log in from? You know, like everybody else fucking does.
Maybe it's not the same IP address. You ever think about
I was
that?
gonna say your IP address can change unless you have a static IP.
Okay, sorry. The gateway of my router. No?
That's actually the next thing that I want to be doing. Getting a static IP.
Is that an IP from your internet service provider?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. What is it?
They're-
What number?
Yeah. No.
That's funny.
Nice try though. You want my social while you're at it?
You said, I mean, I'll take that. I'd rather start with your shoe size. You know,
What's a
small
social?
things.
He wants a blood type.
What was your pet's first name? Your first pet's name?
Hell, if I remember that one. Was it Rascal or Butterscotch? I know Butterscotch. All right. We good?
I don't know. You tell me, boss.
Oh, certainly y'all are.
I mean, I wouldn't trust me with it, so.
You don't trust yourself running your own.
Hell no. Hell no. If I trust myself doing this, then we might have actually, done something. All right.
Is that 1, 2, or the reboot?
1.
That's 1. I like
And
two,
before I say anything, this is the Spider-Man that Xavier wants me to always show y'all every time I get on here. So you see it. It's here.
I mean, yeah, we see it.
All right. And we are live. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Griffcast episode 103. Oh, we're getting up there. Mature Nerdy Podcast for immature people. The show where we talk about any and all things nerds, video games, comic books, movies, computers, technology, and or science. I am your host and King Neckbeard Griffmore. Welcome to the show. And we've got the full crew again tonight.
I'm sore as a mofo. I'm sore as a mofo. I'm so sore.
Yeah. I'm trying to survive right now without caffeine. So.
I have developed an illness. I don't know if I would call it an illness. Under the weather? Yeah, cool.
You're under the weather. Grizz's, spine is failing him. Wild's falling apart from trying to be, healthy. I'm trying to survive without caffeine.
And then also on top of that, apparently I have a bacterial infection in my nose.
Ooh, oh, damn.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's been fun.
So I'm going to change the name of the podcast to A Bunch of Old Guys.
Better say yes.
Old and decrepit.
Oh. Anyway, what's everybody getting into this week?
I've just been. I really haven't been planning that much. You know, our first topic, so I'll save it for a little bit. You know, haven't been doing too much. You know, outside of that, you know, work, but not too many nerdy things. At all.
I guess mine would be the opposite of nerdy things. But other than that, just been. Honestly, I was gonna try and get into Palworld, but I was like, nah, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna drink the Kool-Aid.
Drink the Kool-Aid. I mean, it's all right, Kool-Aid. It's not. I wouldn't say you're missing much. I mean, we'll talk about it. Okay, we'll get there.
I definitely need to. I still have yet to log in to Diablo. So
Yeah. I've got 4 level 50 pluses.
already?
Yeah.
Dang
What have you been doing?
You know, right? What have you been doing?
Have you been playing Diablo?
I haven't been focusing much. Like, I don't have a single character in World Tier 4 yet. It'll happen tonight, though. But, you know, because I can't sleep, so... And I'm already on the cusp. But
I might meet you there.
besides that, I tried a little bit of Palworld. That first part, like I said last week, it's hard to get through.
Yeah, man.
Wait, and isn't it like free? It's free on Xbox, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Game Pass. Game Pass. I don't know, man. I've been thinking about buying it though. Thinking about buying it and playing it on Steam. Because apparently the Steam version is a lot more. What's the word I'm looking for? Fuck. What's the word? Reliable. There you go. Reliable.
Really?
Yeah, I think
It's
more stable.
Really?
Yeah, my shit crashes like every 20 minutes.
Even through the Xbox?
Mm-hmm. Okay, I can't say 20 minutes. Like, there's been times where it's like it crashes every 20 minutes, and then sometimes I'll get like a couple hours in.
All right. I haven't had any issues on PC Game Pass.
I've had several crashes.
I'll take it back. It won't register several buttons on my controller, so I have to play mouse and keyboard.
Oh, it registers all that keys. I mean, on my controller. Oh, that might be it. But yeah, I heard the Steam version is a little bit, you know, because it received more updates or something, and it's just a little bit more stable.
Yeah. I mean, it's only $30.
Don't quote me on
So.
that.
I mean,
Early access. That's why I'm not getting too mad at it. I'm like, it's still early access.
it's a full game for the price of a Call of Duty skin.
Yeah.
You can't really beat that.
It's not bad. Not bad.
All right, so we'll go ahead and jump into it. So Palworld is raising hackles and all over the place.
What's a hackle?
Old word for nerves. Hitting the nerves. Gosh, I'm getting too old. But where was I? Oh yeah. So like even like PETA is starting to get pissed off about it, which only makes me want to play it more.
I mean, it's PETA. They get mad about everything. What do you want?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So apparently during their entire development process, Game Freak continuously tried to, or Pokemon continuously tried to sue them for infringement. They're still trying to sue them. And apparently everybody keeps telling them you ain't got a leg to stand on.
Yeah. I don't know. It's weird. And like, I don't understand like I guess I understand Nintendo fanboys, but they're just like, you need to sue them. You need to do it. Sue them. This is not what
You know
Pokemon
what's funny?
is about.
The craziest-
It's not Pokemon though.
The craziest part about it, and it only doubles down for me that Nintendo fanboys are the craziest fanboys. Is I have seen Pokemon fanboys jump into groups and chats for Palworld and start issuing everybody death threats.
Dang.
Damn.
Some Pokemon.
Yeah.
Some people just have.
Nintendo fanboys are freaks, man.
Like,
If you ever want to find out, like go online anywhere and then start trash talking like Breath of the Wild. You will find out in like 5 minutes.
yeah.
Just fine.
They will
So-
come
so
for you.
I don't understand. Like, can't you be excited that a new game is out there and just doing well, especially when your last game was complete dog shit.
No,
What-
I mean,
what was
Nintendo
the-
is going to do the same thing that they've always done. They're going to sue and try to make you run out of money defending yourself. That's literally their tactic.
Here's the funny part about this
They
whole
can't
thing.
stand. I was gonna say that they can't stand the idea of like something being off-brand actually being better than what they make themselves.
Yeah, and they had like a $10,000 budget too.
Yeah, because Pokemon games, when you really think about it, I mean, I don't play them very often, but I see them every now and then, and they don't really seem like they innovate a whole lot. Like, they're
don't.
kind of like the same thing, just over and over again.
Yeah. They did that.
Almost like a Dynasty Warriors game or something. It's like just the same shit over and over.
The last
If you
Dynasty
like that, that's great.
The last Dynasty Warriors, they innovated, and it was not good.
Yeah, sometimes you want to keep it just the way it is, but I don't know. With Pokemon in particular, there's definitely room for improvement, and I think Palworld kind of proves that.
What was the last Pokemon? Was it Purple and Scarlet?
Me and Grizz been trying to get an edge in here.
Is it Purple? Anyway, Pokemon
Violet and Scarlet.
Yeah, Violet and Scarlet. Okay, wasn't that just like it was like? Wasn't it just bucky as hell? It was just not good, and like a lot of the Pokemon players were like complaining about it, and then like whenever somebody that wasn't a Pokemon player, they trashed it. They're like, "Oh, well, you don't say that about Pokemon." I'm like, "Well, you can't be on two sides of it. You either hate it or you don't what." And so now Palworld is coming out. Pokemon had their chance. They flopped it just a tiny bit. Now Palworld's coming out and doing some good things. I'm happy. It's fine.
All right, Grizz.
But
You want to jump in on this now?
yeah, so
I
I'll
think
go
you
again.
get the-
And I don't think Palworld it's been hyped up and it's
Hold on. All right, carry on.
See, I think if you literally took took EA and you took a soccer game, like you made up your own soccer game and it became popular, EA would do the exact same thing as what Nintendo's doing right now.
Yeah.
Just because they are anti-competition. That's it. That's all it comes down to. They don't want to compete.
The part that I'm finding hilarious is the hypocrisy behind it, because several of the Pokemon starters from like Gen 1 were just Dragon Quest ripoffs.
If I took all of the Pokemon and I put them in a lineup right next to the Japanese mythological figure that they resemble, and then I took the Palworld version, I don't think you could complain anymore because you both stole from the same source, so you can both shut up.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, that's kind of how it works.
Like, I've looked at the ones that they're complaining the most about, and I'm like, you don't have a leg to stand on here. It has a similar body shape, and that's all you're going to get out of it.
A similar body shape and maybe somewhat similar colors, maybe.
Yeah, it's like saying Battletoads is a knockoff of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It is,
but it's not a legal knockoff, so good luck.
So are we saying that Pokemon is the only company allowed to make games with little monsters that battle each other and shit like that? Are they the only ones that can do it?
They're trying to be the only ones that could do it, because Digimon kind of crash and burn themselves.
Yeah, I was about to say, I was like, Digimon was actually, I remember playing Digimon and I loved it.
The creatures in Digimon were like radically different than Pokemon, though. I mean, they were something completely different.
They were, and they were a lot less. Like, you actually, like, each one of them talked and they had their own personality. So they were characters. They weren't just, oh, it's a pet you collect.
Yeah.
That's fair. I also feel that didn't Pokemon like try to sue Digimon for copyright shit.
Yeah, because their launch character looked a lot like Charmander. But he didn't have a flaming tail. He had guns.
What is this character? I need to see him. He sounds badass as fuck.
So what you're telling me is you can rip off any Pokemon that you want as long as they've got a gun.
But they'll never
That
give one.
seems to be the thing now. If you strap Pikachu, it's not Pikachu anymore. You can't be sued.
So some of the things that I think are hilarious with Palworld is it allows you to capture anybody and anything.
Mm-hmm.
So like if a vendor walks up, you can capture them.
I've not tried that.
Yeah, turns them into a pal. Yeah, and here's the best part. Later on, when you get the ability to cook pals, you can just summon them and cook them. So you can be a straight up cannibal.
I need to unlock the feature. Like, there's a butcher. I have it on the right level. I just haven't, I'm the right level and I have enough skill points for it. There's a little butcher trait. And I'm just like, what is the butcher trait? And it's just like, select a pal. Instead of petting them, you butcher them. And I was just like, what do they mean? Oh. I was like, oh. Because some of them are starting to slacken a little bit. Like, oh, your little cat creature, he's working too hard. He's a little stressed, so he's decided to stop working. I was like,
looks like Chinese food tonight.
I was just thinking the same thing, Griff.
The work conditions are too rough, and I was just like, you go collect me some wool so I can make cloth. And then I look at my skin, I'm just like, oh shit, is that too real?
So
everybody else plays Palworld and they make stones and they do things. TCP plays Palworld and he turns it into roots.
Your name's Tito.
Your name is Toby.
Go get that.
Oh man. You know what I kind of want to do is like play the game long enough to like go find the absolute rarest one of a kind pals that exist in the universe and go get it and just make a clip of butchering it.
Dang. Everybody's like, no.
It probably takes
Put it on the Palworld Reddit. Let me watch.
Dude, but some people were not lying. That game is a grind.
Yeah.
That game is a fucking grind. I feel like I need it's just Ignite. I just need Ignite, and I need to like smell Ignite for like almost everything now. And I just don't have any, so I need to go and collect core.
Hold up. Are you trying to say ingot?
Yeah, what did I say?
Ignite.
That's what you sound. You sound pretty ignorant right now. You're trying to tell me what I was saying.
I just wanted to make sure that you were trying to say something. I'm trying to be like Uncle Ruckus now.
Okay, maybe
Uncle Ruckus.
I might have need to be corrected.
Please let that be your Palworld name. Please let Ruckus be your Palworld name.
Oh my goodness, that would be awesome.
Because TCP, I think you're missing it, man. You need to LARP.
Motherfuckers.
Yeah, you need to LARP as Uncle Ruckus and just play Uncle Ruckus in Palworld. And just be chasing around. What y'all doing? Not working. Get over here.
Oh man.
But
we're getting in trouble.
I need to just collect ore. I need to just collect a shit ton of ore, and I'm running out of space. It's not that I don't run out of space. It's just, oh my god, when you get burdened, when you get overweight in that game, it is fucking. It's like the worst game to be ever overweight. And when you're carrying too much at other games, you just run slow or your stamina goes down. Like you literally just stop and you just won't move.
See, that's always a cheat that I put in, regardless of how many times I beat the game, is remove weight restrictions.
And I'm just like, oh.
Like
So
Witcher, Palworld, Baldur's Gate. Just get rid of weight restrictions. Yeah, Starfield.
Weight restrictions trying to get to me, man. And I'm just like,
Starfield was terrible. Like,
Yeah.
I just log in and be like, why am my CO2 going down? Because I'm walking. What the? Oh,
But at least you can still at least move. You can still at least move, and you can sprint. Your oxygen just goes down, and you wait 2 seconds, and then your oxygen is back up there again, and you can start sprinting again. You know, in Palworld, if you were like 10 pounds overweight, your character won't move. He will just stand there. And then I'm like, won't jump, won't do anything. So then I gotta find the items, and then I even try dropping them and walking a little bit and then picking them up, and I'm just like, no, this is not working either. Can't do that.
Be like in Baldur's Gate, it's like, what is this item? I'm gonna throw it. Ah, shit, I'm in combat.
And I've also realized with this game is as much as hyped, as much love as it's getting, there's not really too much going on with this game. Again, it's in early access, but after you complete the tutorial, you're just kind of just like.
Okay. I would like to point out, Palworld is $30, being made by 4 guys in a basement with a budget limit of $10,000.
They've made that $10,000 back, so now they can do more shit.
100% they have, because they've sold almost 9 million copies their opening weekend, and that's not including Game Pass downloads. It has sold more than the last 6 Pokemon games combined.
See what happens when you make a good game?
Yeah. But what they've done, I 100% support it. And not even because it's an indie game or anything like that. It's they took something, saw a market for it, and just ran with it. Yeah. They did one TV spot on the Game Awards back in 2022, and that was it. That's all the advertising they had for it, and they threw up a website. Minimal advertisement, and it got this popular.
it is the only thing in its genre other than Pokemon. I mean, I don't think any of us can really name a little train your own monster simulator other than Pokemon. Am I wrong?
There are others, but not like train your own pocket monster.
Yeah.
Like there's that old, was it Riders of Icarus MMO?
Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. I'll give you that one.
Where you capture monsters and dragons and you use them as mounts in combat.
Yeah.
It wasn't good and it wasn't well done, but it was there.
Yeah. It was a good idea. I mean, I remember that. And just.
Yeah.
But you don't have any competition. I mean, Pokemon is not competition right now. They're putting out the same shit they've been putting out for 15 years with slightly better graphics and with less features. And somebody came along like, I can put all those features back and a whole lot more for less money.
And the fact that they're doing so well as a parody is what's amazing.
Yeah.
Because they're like, we are going to take everything that people blame Pokemon, put on Pokemon, and we're just going to take that to the extreme. Like, Pokemon is just glorified dogfighting. All right, run that to the extreme. Pokemon is all about slave labor. What are they going to do? Jam it full of being able to make entire assembly lines with these pals.
That's so messed up.
Yeah, you have more game time than all of us combined.
I think
now that he thinks about it, he's like, dang, that's messed up.
I think this game really does help from the fact that it graphically it's got a little bit of that Animal Crossing vibe to it. just a little bit of it. So you're pulling from the dissatisfied people of two major franchises. You're pulling from Pokemon, and I think they are literally pulling some Animal Crossing people as well because of how the art style looks.
That and also people who love survival games.
Yeah. Yeah, survival game people they'll play anything. They don't give a damn.
Yeah.
They'll play Hello Kitty Survival Apocalypse if they make the game.
They would. 100%.
I want it now.
Give me my take my money now.
Give me dystopian Hello Kitty.
Like, why do I foresee, I mean, the survival game people are the ones that are excited about Vin Diesel being Arc 2.
Yeah.
Like, I'm happy for him. You know, you do you.
Yeah.
But it's just, I mean, they've pissed off Nintendo, they've pissed off Pokemon, they've pissed off PETA, they've pissed off
PETA. I love PETA's main concern was like, players need a vegan option so they're not forced to eat pals. I'm like, I don't really eat pals. I eat a fuck ton of berries. Eat berries. Berries are in the game. I just eat a fuck ton of berries.
That's their vegan option. There you go.
There's berries. Like that's like the first thing. Like when in the tutorial, it's like one of the first things you have to do: build a berry farm or build a berry patch. Farm berries. I was like, all right, cool. I got a shit ton of berries now, and that's all I fucking eat. I just eat berries the whole time.
Yeah. But, you know, it's just people want to have something to complain about.
Yeah.
They do. And it's not real. It's not real. I mean, I guess it could be real. Do you think it's real to them? It's like,
Look, man, if I could teach my pit bull to carry around an AK-47, I would. If for no other reason than just to make the neighbors go, well, what the fuck?
Now, wait a minute. Is he going to need a concealed carry for that?
No, it's strapped to his back. It's on full display.
Oh, this is open carry. Oh, okay.
I mean, it would be open carry. I don't think there's any way you could do it any other way.
Yeah. Now, if you get your dog a trench coat, and then there's a little gray area there.
Is that an AK-47 in your pocket, or you just, happy daddy's home?
Of course, if I train her to use it, she might shoot my wife's dog. So
Hey, that's pet on pet violence right there.
My wife's dog keeps trying to hump her.
Oh.
She's fixed, but he still tries to do it, and she's just like, please stop.
That sounds like self-defense right there. So
yeah,
game on.
Yo.
That's open season, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Usually gets it for me because I see him try it, and like I take the cane and I whip his ass with it. I'm like, what are you doing?
All right, so we're going to go and do a little bit different for most of this show. We're going to talk about some paradoxes that have been, that people have come up with. And TCB recommended the Fermi paradox and the dark force hypothesis. So do you want to explain what the Fermi paradox is?
Oh, I can give my understanding of the Fermi paradox.
Okay.
What was the... Oh, shit. Actually, I can't give my understanding. The Fermi paradox is that... fuck.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the Fermi paradox is the universe is so large that there's no way that there's not other intelligent life within the universe. What makes it a paradox is if there is intelligent life within the universe, why are they not reaching out?
North Sentinel Island.
Sentinel Island.
We know that there are people that live on North Sentinel Island. We know that there's enough of them to constitute tribe. We also know they're still in the Bronze Age. But every time we've gotten near them, they've hucked spears and they've hucked arrows and they've killed people. They don't want nobody around.
And they know we exist. They know more civilized.
And they know we exist. They just don't want nothing to do with it.
So that's part of what the dark force paradox is.
It's a dark force hypothesis, which is built off of the Fermi paradox.
Yes. So the dark force hypothesis suggests that there's tons, few if not tons of intelligent life forms out there, and they're all like, how the Earth sends out broadcasts and like, hey guys, this is where we are. This is where we are. There are civilizations that don't do that because they know that if they are found, they will get destroyed because that's what they know that they would do.
That most spacefaring, the hypothesis is that most spacefaring people are hostile to other civilizations.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And everybody's staying quiet because by broadcasting yourself. But then again, that falls back onto the whole paradox thing. If that's the case, they would have been here already. All right. But I mean, that's the general principle behind it is aliens, maybe.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think it was Neil Tyson. It was either Neil Tyson or it was Brian Cox that said, he said, there's two things. One is true and only one is true, and both are equally terrifying.
Yeah.
Either out of the vastness of space, we are the only intelligence and life forms in the entire universe, or We are not. And there's other life form out there. Both are just extremely
I don't know, man. I'm just with the space available and the random chances. I think it's big enough that the odds are good. That there's at least one other sentient species out there now, whether or not that they are anything like us or not. Now that could be an entirely different conversation.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know if you guys have seen this recently. I should have really posted the article. They have been from one of the first exoplanets that we have discovered. They have been reading light signals from it. And one of the newest images, they believe that it's actually streetlights.
Oh, I did see that. Yeah, that they
shit.
They found some form of streetlights or like, just city lights. Which is creepy as fuck.
I'm down.
Yep.
And I can just see it now. All the people with the tinfoil hats are like, I told you. I told you.
I don't know. The tinfoil hat people have been awfully right these last couple of years.
You know what the difference between a conspiracy theory and the truth is?
About 6 months.
Yep.
Just wait.
Was it the CIA came out and they had to release documents saying that they were behind the JFK assassination recently?
What? When? What?
Yeah.
Was
Yeah.
it?
So
we all knew this.
yeah, everybody knew it, but they have actually had to admit it now or release the documents because of, freedom of information.
Well, the documents were originally sealed, so they would not be released when his living family members would be able to see them. They didn't want them to be able to see it. That was the original thing that they put out in the 60s. They weren't going to release until, his wife and his kids were gone. Mm-hmm. Well, guess what? That statute's run out, and they handed it out, and the CIA helped do it. So
There was no magic bullet.
no magic bullet.
Yep. All right. So the next two are falling into the same kind of line, and I am trying to remember to keep this up here so I can go over it. All right. So we have the heat death paradox, which this one's interesting. If the universe is infinitely old, as theorized, then it would be, let me get the phrasing right. If the universe were infinitely old, it would be in thermodynamic equilibrium, which contradicts what we observe.
I know what you're saying. You're talking about the transfer of energy and heat, and how energy is never destroyed; it's only transferred, and then at some point, the entire universe will meet equilibrium, where everything is the exact same temperature.
Yeah. Which we obviously don't observe that.
Not yet. I mean, it could take a long time.
It could, but that means that the known universe is younger than previously admitted because of this.
Not necessarily. It just means that this hasn't occurred. I guess from my understanding. I mean, what? We're believing that the universe is 13.8 billion years old. And so you see how much matter is out there that we can actually see with our physical eyes, and then so on and so forth.
I mean, honestly, everything's kind of hearsay at this point in time, just because nobody knows. Huh?
With the James Webb Telescope, they're able to see galaxies that are forming, galaxies and star clusters that are forming. At the time they were able to view them, by the time the light gets to us, they say it's only been like 100 million years since the Big Bang. I mean, they say they can almost see the Big Bang, can see what was happening, around the time shortly afterwards. So.
Yep. And I'd love to see where that information goes. So another one that I thought was kind of interesting is the Olbers paradox. All right. Why is the night sky dark? Is there if there is an infinity of stars covering every part of celestial space?
I think about that too. I think about that shit. I think about that. Like, if there's infinite light coming at us from all different directions, shouldn't even the night sky just be completely just.
You ever you ever had somebody shine a flashlight in your face?
Yeah. So I mean, that's what I was gonna get to.
Yeah.
But yeah.
You ever had somebody from the neighbor's yard shine a light, flashlight in your face?
Sounds
Not
like
nearly
somebody-
as bright. It's almost tolerable. Now do that a couple million miles.
I was about to say, like, all of the stars are essentially just a reflection from the sun. So,
Well, there's also distance. I mean, you know,
So I mean, there's distance. You know, there's also the sun, because like, you know, people were like, that's how people were, you know, claiming that the moon landing was fake. They're like, oh, they take pictures and there's no stars. And we're like, well, the sun is out. The sun is just, it's so fucking bright. It's just drowning out all the other stars.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Wrath. Sounds like somebody who doesn't believe in science. I didn't write these paradoxes. And now
I mean, I think about it, you know, it's kind of creepy. Even when, like, if you go out into interstellar space, you know, that's still not the same.
here's the one that still F's with me a lot is light doesn't exist unless it's perceived.
Correct.
If you're wanting to like see light in a very weird way, and I've done this once, like if you are in the Vegas area and you have the capability to look at the city from the desert section, it is freaky because it is just a big ball of neon light in the middle of nothing. It is a horror show from the desert, and it's Vegas from the middle of Vegas. So, yeah, I mean, light's the same way from pretty much everywhere else, right? I mean, like, you think about it, like you got a star a couple billion miles away, and it's got a little bit of light, but it's this much because this is all you're going to get at this distance.
We also have to think about, you know, depending on how far the light is, you know, as light travels over time, its wavelength lengthens, and then, you know, its frequency lengthens, and then we are no longer able to perceive it. You know, it exits our visible spectrum, our own visible spectrum, which is why we have, you know, telescopes like the James Webb Telescope, which, you know,
Which that might be an interesting thing. Like if human beings, for some reason, develop the ability to see into another spectrum of light, you know, if we evolve that way, at nighttime it might be unbearable for us. You know, we might be like, oh God, it's so bright.
So not only that, another fun thing is building off of your whole like Vegas thing. I kind of wish that we had those days where we would just turn off all external lighting, because if you go walk outside, the stars you see you can only see them because they are bright enough to be seen through the light that is being produced in your area.
Yeah.
Because you can actually see a lot of galaxies and clusters and nebula. You can see that with the naked eye if there's no lighting around you. So like, but with artificial lighting that we produce, you can't see that with that behind you. You know, the whole light pollution thing.
I wanted to build off something about how, Griff, you said that light, you know, light doesn't exist unless it's observed. And how light can act differently when it's being observed and when it's not being observed. Have you heard of the two-slit experiment?
Yes.
That is some creepy ass shit.
It hurts my brain.
And many people have done it trying to disprove it, and they all come up with the same thing, like, this should not be real. Does anybody else know what the two-slit experiment is? Does anybody want to know what the two-slit experiment is?
I do.
I've seen a couple videos on it.
It's,
Please elaborate on this.
It's trippy as hell. All right, so you take, was it photons?
Yeah, they're shooting photons, and they're shooting them at, you know, I guess we'll just call it a lead wall for, you know, whatever. So they're shooting it at a lead wall, and they put another wall in front of it, and they cut, you know, like a rectangle slit through it, and they view how the pattern of the photons hitting the background wall as they travel through the slit, and they, you know, create a specific pattern. There. Now they did it again where they create two slits. They also like what am I trying to say this? They say one good way to represent this is like showing like waves of water going through the slits, and how when they go through, they create waves that, you know, cross each other and create segment points, so on and so forth. they started realizing that the photons going through the double slits, they would create this wave pattern when they were watching it. When they were watching it, or they had a camera viewing it. Whenever they looked away or even turned off a camera that was watching this experiment, the pattern completely changed.
Yeah. So on the two slit experiment, while watching it, as the photons pass through the two slits, if you were watching it or have a camera on it, it would record and you would see on the wall behind it two patterns where the photons have gone through the slits and they hit the wall. And that's all you would see. But if you turn off your camera, turn off, stop watching it and things like that, it would actually make 6 of these bars through the slits. Yeah, so it's trippy as hell. Hurts my brain.
And when they talk about not watching it, they mean like they're standing there like literally staring at the wall and then just turning around, and then looking back, and it's completely different.
Mm-hmm. It is trippy as hell.
They figured out the light realizes when it's being watched, so that's when they started introducing cameras. So they took people out of the room, and they only had cameras in there, but like the light knew it was being watched with cameras. So then they would turn the cameras off, and then turn the cameras back on, and the patterns returned. It was creepy as fuck.
Yeah. Science be strange and weird. All right.
I assume that we have some form of that in order to capture the light that is required for that, there is some sort of radiation we're giving off either from our eyes or from the camera. Some essential thing that we can't measure because we aren't smart enough is fucking with it.
Could be.
Could be ghosts.
Could be ghosts.
Either that or, our eyeballs don't just, receive signal of light. Maybe they actually, expel something that we just haven't been able to record yet. But, everything be
or
crazy.
Maybe that because of the way that they're built, there's some kind of an echo where, it hits and it goes back and it fucks with the pattern.
Yep.
We're not smart enough to know. So, either somebody's screwing with us or we're not smart enough to get the, what happens when we put this baking soda in the vinegar? Why is this reaction happening?
All right. So this next one, I just made up today while trying to write the show notes. All right. All right. So we're going to call this Griff's Influencer Paradox. And the paradox is someone breaks the rules, so you ban them, but they make you a lot of money, so you unban them, knowing that they're going to break the rules again. So it's a continuous cycle of we need to ban them, but we can't ban them because they make us money.
I think you're talking about someone in particular since she got banned today or yesterday.
Yeah, for the 8th time.
Amaranth.
It's only 8? That'd be like in the triple digits by now. Fuck.
They've given her several warnings because of how much money she makes them.
Isn't she like the top earner or something?
She's one of them, yeah. She's the top female earner. I don't think she's hit like ninja numbers, but she's up there. Well, okay, she hasn't hit ninja numbers on Twitch.
Okay.
Maybe her.
Yeah, her only fupa, maybe.
Yeah. I'm a little embarrassed. No.
Hey, not the
It didn't take me that long. It didn't take me that long to get there. It still took me longer than it should have to get there.
Not the only fupa.
Only fails. But yeah, I thought it was funny. It's like, because it's this one, they're like, it's, what was it, like an 8-day ban? It's like, oh, so you're giving her 8 days off work? Like,
It's like a vacation.
right? Like, that girl does not need Twitch anymore. Ooh, excuse me. Beer burps.
But she's one of the few smart ones. I mean, she still keeps her Twitch going and her OnlyFans.
Yeah.
I mean, she knows what the pipeline is.
Mm-hmm. One leads to the other.
Uh-huh. And I'm sure at this point, Twitch is desperate to have like an adult section where they can just be like, we can do that too.
Look, it's
They've been
only a
trying.
matter of time.
They've been trying.
It's only a matter of time.
They can't do it because their sponsors won't let them. They absolutely will not. Like, every time that they've tried, the sponsors are like, we'll leave.
Didn't they were the ones that went through and modified their TOS.
Yep.
And then afterwards, they quickly modified it right back, didn't they?
Because their advertisers were like, if you don't change it, we're moving.
But they just opened up the floodgates and just, titties.
And see, the thing is, like, it's a problem with them transitioning to it because you know full well that if they can get there and they can start getting the revenue, they're not going to need advertisers anymore.
That's what I was saying. Like, what do you need your sponsors for if you can just...
But they can't. They have so mishandled their money for so long that they have never been profitable.
Yeah.
And this step to make them profitable would literally piss off the last few people that still give them money. They cannot survive long enough to reach solvability.
They probably still, like I guess when you say sponsors and stuff, they get a lot of money for ads because, I mean, as Twitch is right now, you don't have to log into Twitch. You can just go to Twitch and go to any streamer that you want. You have to watch an ad real quick and then you can watch their content. So then you had to take that away because you have to take in signing in. And
Yeah, you got those four 60-minute ads? Or,
Yeah.
Or those, four, sometimes anywhere from a minute to 2-minute ads.
they have 2 minute ads that you have to watch and there's four
Yeah.
of them.
Bro, there have been some days where I've gotten like I've gotten the 4 ads and then it'll flip and then it'll flip right back to another 2 ads.
I don't watch Twitch. So
I've
feel
kind of
like-
quit.
I feel like watching Hulu's bad when I go, it shows me like 90 seconds of ads. I'm like, fuck.
No, man, I just think that like the old school when I was a kid. It's like, all right, cool, I got a bathroom break.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the midst of cartoons, gotta run to grab a snack real quick. Yeah.
Get your snack, go to the bathroom, get back. You got like a minute and a half, 2 minutes, and you know it.
Have any of you guys like gone back and watched like commercials from the 90s and how freaking unhinged they were?
They were fucking wild.
Especially during
They were pretty out
Extreme
there.
era.
Oh, dude, man, that's a different time. I haven't done it too often. Like I'll scroll and like they'll come across the Facebook feed or something, and I'm like,
I still remember the old Mountain Dew commercials where everybody's like skateboarding and throwing each other off fucking rocks and everybody's screaming, get vertical! And they're throwing each other off like mountaintops and shit like, you're gonna die! Here, have a Mountain Dew.
Or the old Gusher commercials?
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah.
The Gushers
yeah.
commercials were the PG version of, what was it, Scanners?
Jeez.
Those creepy old Sunny D commercials from the early 90s. Remember those?
yes.
They always hired the one blonde kid with the dead eyes to do all the talking.
We got the purple stuff and some Sunny D.
And there's always that one kid in the back who's like, I want the purple stuff.
Okay, Dave Chappelle. Shit.
He did do a joke on that shit, didn't he?
Yeah.
Um,
You almost like you quoted him verbatim.
Damn. I didn't even remember.
oh, man. Now we're going to get hit for plagiarism.
No. I'm trying to owe him like $2 for a joke now. That's cool.
Oh, better
Hey,
watch it.
I mean, if we're reaching Dave Chappelle, we're doing something right?
Do I?
Do what?
If we're reaching Dave Chappelle, we're doing something right?
Yeah.
I mean, fair enough. Oh gosh, what was the crazy one? Like the Kool-Aid doing like breaking and entering like every freaking commercial.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if I remember the commercials as much as I remember Family Guy spoofing them.
They didn't have to spoof them too much.
It's definitely what happens.
He was just busting through the walls and then like killing people and just like slowly backing out. Oh my gosh, she's dead.
Oh yeah. Sound like Macho Man Randy Savage?
Yeah, the Randy Savage Slim Jim commercials.
Step to Slim Jim.
Yo, Slim Jim is not holding back because who's it right now? The Sasquatch beef jerky.
That's Jack Link's.
Jack Link's,
Jack
yeah.
Link's.
And Jack Link's owns Slim Jim, don't they?
Do they?
I feel like they do. I feel like they're connected in some way, shape, or
I
form.
know the Jack Link's commercials have been funny. Like those are legitimate.
They're going off the wall right now. Like they had the one he's at the urinal, and he's got the Sasquatch on the back, and he just unloads with like this fire hose, this fire hose stream. I was just like, how did this air?
You know, honestly, nothing surprises me anymore.
There is an advertisement. You guys have got to look it up. It's on YouTube. It's called 3Chi, the letter 3 CHI, and it's just it's a what?
The letter 3?
Yeah.
No, I don't trust you. I don't trust you enough.
No, he's gonna end up.
I don't trust you for nothing, but you know we should talk.
He's gonna end up to be like some two girls joke.
Nah, 3Chi. It's on. Go to YouTube. YouTube. You ain't gotta do it nowhere else. It's literally just an advertisement for weed. And it's funny as shit because the dude's mom is in it.
Oh dang!
Grandma's high as hell.
That'll be the day. That'll be the day. See those commercials on a regular.
I'm sure it's coming. Because it doesn't.
I don't know. I don't know if you can do that because you can't have tobacco commercials anymore.
It's not filed under tobacco. Most places, it's not filed under tobacco.
Yeah, but it's gonna be close, with smoking and stuff.
Should it be? Yes. Will it be? No.
It is very profitable for the states that have gone full legal.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what? So, I mean, cigarette smoking is still, very profitable.
Cigarette smoking's gone down in the years because of vape. Like vaping has become
I remember
because you can't smoke a cigarette in you can't smoke a cigarette in your around your friends in his house some of the time. She's like, man, you get smoking here. But if you pull out like a waffle puffer, nobody gives a shit,
I can attest, 100% true.
There's a video of Daniel McCarthy. Is this Daniel McCarthy? Is that his name? I don't know. The coach for the Dolphins. Head coach for the Dolphins. He was like he took like a quick sneak puff up there. you definitely see like him put his fist to his mouth and just like super quick, just on the sideline too.
Hey man, sometimes you need to.
That's cool.
I mean, we understand. I mean,
like,
what's his name?
I've done it in hospitals. So.
See, I heard my grandfather many years ago, back when they first. Go ahead. I'm not gonna be you. You can first.
Oh, shots fired.
All right, I got too quiet in here.
Okay.
All right, so
Dork. No, back in the day, they put cameras on microphones on the sideline of football. Mm-hmm. That didn't go over very well at first because the players weren't used to having to hold their tongue on anything. So they're like, yeah, we're gonna put microphones over there. They're gonna be able to hear what the people are saying, and then they do it, and like the cuss is like, what the fuck are you doing? Like he just starts cussing at the team, and they're like, you gotta cut the microphone, cut the microphone.
Cut it.
They still do it.
Cut the feed.
Yeah.
They mic up players, and players will be like, like in scuffles and stuff, and another player will say something to you like, I got you, bitch. I'm mic'd up right now. You'll get that fine later. Good luck.
All right, so our last little topic here is a lot of companies have been going on around and just laying off people left and freaking right. Now, usually that's very bad. You're seeing all these companies with record profits and they're laying off people left and freaking right. Yes, that bad. We can all agree. Now, there's rumors going around on some of these companies that they're laying off people that are making really poor decisions on the product that they're pushing. I gotta tiptoe around this a little bit.
Oh, do you mean that they're, say, pushing colorful images of maybe light spectrums organized in a certain pattern?
Not quite. Not quite.
Okay.
It's they're letting go of everybody who keeps continuously pushing for political ideology within the workplace.
Let's work. I'll allow it.
Well, I mean, you run into either one of two things, and I'm not sure you can have a middle ground. You're either going to get rid of people and you're going to get rid of the special sauce that made something good in the first place inadvertently, or you're going to have the Twitter situation where you fire 3/4 of the staff and the thing runs perfectly fine, and you're just like, oh, I guess we didn't need those extra 8,000 people.
All right. Example would be Wizards of the Coast. Is it Hasbro that owns them? Hasbro went through and laid off 2,000 Wizards of the Coast employees after a record-breaking profit year because they saw the pattern that they were following Disney. Now, I think the secret sauce in, say, Dungeons and Dragons has been lost about 2 decades ago.
Yeah. And I don't think that is the problem of the people necessarily who are making it. I think that is the problem of the people that run Hasbro, because Hasbro, they have a tolerance. If you can't make, X amount of money on a product a year, they just won't put anything into it. So D&D has never been able to make X, so they've never put in Y.
Yeah.
But you could sell people some magic crack.
Yeah, 100%. I've actually hit a point with Cardboard Crack about only buying singles from people in mom and pop shops.
Cardboard Crack? Mm-hmm. Buying singles? What are we doing over there, guy?
He buying Lucy's, yeah. He buying.
All right, so the nickname for Magic the Gathering is Cardboard Crack.
I haven't. I figured that's what you were referring to.
Yeah.
I just never heard it before. And it's pretty funny.
I used to love to, every time a new set come out, I'd go buy a box and just sit there and just crack it open. I won't do that anymore, as I'm not a big supporter of Wizards of the Coast, but I love that game. So if I can continuously play the game without giving them more money. EA, BioWare, yeah. Disney. I will 100%, I will always love Star Wars, but I will always love Star Wars pre-Disney and Rogue One.
Rogue One. Somebody was trying to tell me that Han Solo was one of the best movies. It just took a while to realize. I was like,
I don't think Han Solo was as bad as it needed to, as it got criticized for, but it wasn't good.
Was not good.
There was things in that movie that didn't need to be there. Mm-hmm. Did Lando need to be fucking a robot? Probably not. Would he have? 100%.
Where the fuck was I? Did I watch the same movie? I mean, I only watched it once, and I probably purged a lot, but I definitely don't remember that. And I feel like that would be something that would kind of stick out.
Well, I think actually that's trauma for you, and you blocked it out because there's a part of you that still likes Billy D. Williams, and you don't want to ruin that feeling for yourself. So I understand.
I didn't mind the guy that got to play young Han. Or young Lando. I thought they did fine in the roles. Other thing that had a big, my other big grief with that, two big griefs with that that movie, was English. I will try this again, I promise. One, how Han Solo got his call sign, he got it from, no, that doesn't make any sense. And two, what he did in the movie, if you know anything about the universe, does not qualify for a Wookiee life debt.
Go on, I'm listening.
So, yeah.
Well, half the action was boring anyway. I mean, the train scene was kind of cool, but then, like, there's a part of me that's going, why is Han on a train and not flying next to it doing cool stuff?
Being a great pilot. Oh.
If he's supposed to be a hotshot pilot, why does he pilot like 3 times in the movie?
And they tried to explain how Chewbacca joined them and all that. And it's like, I get it. Okay, it's a good place to start. But at the same time, that does not qualify for a Wookiee life debt. A Wookiee life debt. So he did what? He like did a little parlor trick, opened a door, and Chewbacca's going to stay with them for the rest of his life? Like, no. A Wookiee life debt is, usually requires a greater act than ta-da!
Yeah. And it's not like Han couldn't have done it. I mean, there was a novel before Disney screwed it where he got the life debt and kicked out of the Imperial Navy at the same time because he saved Chewie.
Yeah.
Why they didn't just keep that would have been a quick, really simple. Like, oh, battlefield. Oh, they got the Wookiee. I'm going to go grab him real quick. I'm going to run off. Like, that would have been easy.
Honestly, it's because they had no source material.
They did
Slow down,
have
Kennedy.
any, or did they just choose not to use it?
That's the joke.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah, Kathleen Kennedy came out one time and she's like, it's really hard to do these movies because there's no source material. And like, that was a few years after they decanonized hundreds of novels, comic books, stuff like that were canon and had material in it that people wanted to see.
Yeah.
And
I kind of get it because a lot of that was fan fiction canon. Fan fiction.
some of it was. Some of it really, really was. I mean, I admit to that. Some of it was really fucking good and should have been kept, but they didn't do it.
Yeah.
And they have now tried to redo it with their new characters because they're like, well, our stuff doesn't work. We're just going to use the old stuff we canceled and we're going to redo the characters. And people are like, we don't want that either. We want the old characters to do it, not these characters.
We just need a new Star Wars universe. Someone just needs to make a new Star Wars universe. On a moon and a bunch of rebels.
Listen. If I have to go through somebody on a desert planet, finding a droid, learning about some sort of secret plan, one more freaking time, and them seeing the largest, biggest, greatest plot hook ever in front of them and throwing it away, I'm going to be pissed.
Or you could just let Zack Snyder ruin your stuff because that's what Zack Snyder's best at.
So bad. It was so bad.
Or ruin Johnson.
I'm sorry, but the last thing that Zack Snyder made that was worth watching was 300.
Man of Steel, man. And Justice League.
No.
Snyder Cut Justice League was really fucking good.
Yeah.
The Watchmen was really fucking good too.
Wait,
Anybody, I'm
hold
going
on.
to say it with my chest. Anybody who says that the Snyder Cut is good is coping.
It was really
You're
fucking
right, but
Sin
it
City-
was
Sin
better
City
than...
was-
Was it better than the original? Yeah. Would me farting into a microphone for 3 hours be better than the original? Probably.
Oh.
Dang.
We might get a viral clip.
Damn, my man went deep.
Well, you know what?
There is nothing good about the
you go ahead
Justice
and get
League.
started?
I'm sorry. It's terrible. It's a bad movie. I don't care which version you watch. It's terrible.
They definitely had bad setup. The road to get there was definitely terrible.
Steppenwolf looks like a PS2 villain. I'm sorry. You failed.
He said he looked like a PS2
Zack Snyder
villain.
didn't do Star Wars, though. It was J.J. Abrams.
He did Rebel Moon, which was basically like... It was Star Wars, but it's so bad they won't even sue him. They're like, no, you can have it.
It was his Rebel Moon was his Star Wars pitch that they rejected. So then he just decided to make it, and God, it was not good.
If you take a Zack Snyder movie and remove the slow-mo, you lose about half the movie.
Oh, dude. So true. Especially with Rebel Moon. Rebel Moon had a fuck ton of slow mo. It was just there for no reason too.
Like a Michael
For a drink, she
Bay
wants to be
lens flare.
thirsty.
Say that again.
Like a Michael Bay lens flare.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck.
Michael Bay was lens flares and explosions. No, Michael Bay's explosions. J.J. Abrams is lens flare, and then
Good old Jar Jar.
Zack Snyder is the slow mo. God, there was so much slow mo. I'm telling you, like if you took out every second of slow mo, you would have half the runtime for that movie. There's so much.
So I will say this though, this is kind of giving me a little bit of hope that all of these companies are coming together and putting in like a fraction of the resources into these projects and coming out with better projects or better products than these multi-billion-dollar companies. Godzilla Minus One had a $13 million.
I need to see that.
I think it's out of theaters now too. But Godzilla Minus One had a $13 million budget. I have yet to hear anybody say anything negative about that movie.
It was too fucking good. It was too good.
No, there was one, I don't remember which magazine it was. It was a very progressive one that said that Godzilla Minus One is one of the worst movies of the year.
I'm sure like in a paragraph later, they said that Captain Marvel deserved to earn a lot more.
Yeah. So again, a whole article of cope.
Palworld.
I mean, we're looking at the late 60s. Again, this is basically what we've hit in entertainment. We've come out of, in the 50s, we had the Hays Code, which is like bad guys have to get their comeuppance, and all the media was boring. Somewhere in the mid 60s, we dropped it and we started getting those, the beginning of the exploitation movies, like the really dark things that like, you got a couple that were terrible. And then there's like that one, it's like, oh, this one's pretty good. I think that's where we are in entertainment again. We've kind of broken away from the mainstream, and all the non-main stuff is now blowing up. In about 10 years, we're going to get another Terminator that's actually good.
Get an X-Men reboot that's watchable.
Oh, not gonna lie, would definitely like an X-Men reboot.
Yep.
I mean, it's coming. It's coming as soon as Deadpool 3 comes out.
Oh yeah, I did hear about this one. Hugh Jackman has basically come up to Marvel and said, if you keep screwing with Deadpool 3, I'll leave Secret Wars.
Good.
So his thing of I will show up for Deadpool 3 and decide later has worked out for him, because now he's just basically in the office like, if you keep fucking in this movie, I'm just going to be the last time I'm ever going to be Wolverine, and you ain't getting shit.
Yeah.
No, we need the nostalgia. That's what
I'll tell you this right now, you are not gonna find a better Wolverine.
Which is hilarious.
We'll see 3 more in Deadpool 3, because I think they confirmed Daniel Radcliffe, Carl Urban, and I wanted to say Anthony Starr, but I don't think it's Anthony Starr. That's too much.
That would be funny.
Now, see, even oh god, I can't remember his name all of a sudden.
I might actually, if they gave Anthony Starr the job, I might actually give him a shot. I think I like that guy enough. I might think he might be able to do it.
The guy playing Deadpool,
Ryan
Reynolds. There we go. Even he's been threatening him to walk because they keep walking in and fucking with him.
Yeah, man. It's like, did you not see what he did with 1 and 2? Let the man cook.
Yeah.
Let him fucking cook.
I mean, honestly, he makes the movie. Like, he really does. Like, I still have no idea as to why they even casted him for Green Lantern. I still have, why?
I know why they wanted to do it.
So
they wanted to take Hal Jordan, who is a very stiff, useless character, and they wanted to combine him with all the other Green Lanterns to make the ultimate Green Lantern. And one of the most popular ones is a funny guy named Kyle.
Yeah.
So we're like, well, we're gonna make Hal funny, and that'll be the perfect Green Lantern.
Yeah, and they slapped Hal's name on it. Ryan Reynolds would have been an amazing Kyle Rayner. He is a horrible Hal Jordan. Mm-hmm. On top of that movie was horrible to begin with.
But he met his wife, so I mean, he got something out of it.
But yeah, like the first two Deadpool movies gave us a better Colossus and a better Juggernaut than Fox ever gave us.
And you know what? Actually, to that point where you said he should be Kyle, I'm going to say Michael Pena should be Kyle.
I can't put a face to the name.
Ant-Man. He was the friend in Ant-Man, the funny one.
Oh,
Huge. You're talking about some guy with range? No, Michael Pena got range.
Michael Pena is a good fucking actor. Like,
Yeah.
I'd be down with him.
Underrated as a motherfucker too, man.
oh, what's
Hell,
that
if you
one?
got him to work with Ryan Reynolds, it'd be fucking hilarious because both of them are fucking funny.
Oh my goodness, the playoff of those two.
You would never
Actually,
get
you
any
know
work
what?
done.
My original thing for when they were coming out with a Deadpool movie, I wanted them to come out with Taskmaster as the bad guy, and I wanted Nathan Fillion to play him. Because I wanted to watch Nathan Fillion and Ryan Reynolds just each other.
Dude, I will watch that up. I would watch
know,
the
it's-
shit out of that.
You know those two different universes, right? You said Taskmaster?
Yeah. And then they turned her
Taskmaster's-
into like a 15-pound girl. And I know they did that.
Yeah, we're still talking about two different comic book universes.
No, we're not.
Yeah.
Taskmaster's Marvel.
Yeah.
And Green Lantern's DC.
We haven't been talking about Green Lantern for like 15 minutes, bud.
Yeah, we were talking about Deadpool and... Yeah, dude.
Did my man just get his memory Thanos snapped?
Probably. Which has happened.
Somebody hit him with the Men in Black Flash.
Oh, man.
Y'all just fucking with me.
No, we're really not.
Yeah, you said you
I'm going to need you to look into this, please.
you were talking about Kyle Rayner as Green Lantern. And have him
That
go
was
up
like 10
against-
minutes ago, man.
That literally was not Tom. We were just talking about Michael Pena. There's no. I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch it because I must have literally
Yeah, you
blacked
are.
the fuck out. I must have literally blacked out. There's no fucking
You
way,
did,
man.
like, you went quiet, and it's just like, you're all right. Like, I was getting ready to ask something, and then, like, you come back in, you guys are talking about two different universes. I'm like, dude, you just went ADHD from hell.
There's no way that it was 10 minutes apart, man. There's no way I signed that for that.
It's, all right, it was like 5, but
5. It was like fucking 2 minutes tops. Anyway, carry on.
but yeah, we weren't
Do
even
you
on
see
that.
how quickly we bounce from topic to topic here?
Yeah.
Got a bunch
Yeah,
of
I was
nerds talking in circles.
I mean, like it had some traction because like I was very lightheaded for a second, and you guys just like, yo, that was 10 minutes ago. I was like, fuck.
Oh man! On that
Join us
note,
next week when we have an intervention about TCP's drinking.
I haven't had alcohol in a month.
He is absolutely not anonymous.
TCP hasn't been drinking.
are you
not
telling
gonna
me that I've been drinking more than you?
Well, yes,
Oh, I
'cause
thought.
haven't-
Wait, I thought that
I haven't
last
been
that last
drinking.
game you were drinking.
What last game? No. What last game?
There was like a game on that you were watching not too long ago. I thought.
Must have been last year. I'm not doing dry January. I'm just not drinking for the coaching season.
Well, good for you, buddy. On that note, goodbye. We'll see you